So, friends, the next topic we are going to discuss today is MIRR, Modified Internal Rate of Return. What is MIRR? Modified Internal Rate of Return. As the name suggests, MIRR is nothing but a modification of internal rate of return. In MIRR, we are modifying internal rate of return. Now, first question is, why modification is required to IRR? So, now the student says, Pavan sir, IRR, I am happy with IRR only, no? If I am happy with IRR, why should I modify IRR? The reason why we are calculating modified IRR is, IRR has two serious problems. IRR has two serious limitations. One of the limitations is, very surprisingly, a project can have multiple IRRs. What is this? A project can have multiple IRR. Pavan sir, how come that is even be possible? Now look here. This is discount rate. Okay, this is NPV. And this is zero, obviously. So you know that IRR is a discount rate. IRR is a discount rate where NPV is zero. Now observe this curve. So here it is a discount rate 1 where NPV is 0. This is a discount rate 2 where NPV is 0. So in a situation where there is a project with long life, initially outflows are more, inflows are less. But imagine if this is a project for 50 years. This project is for how many years? 50 years project. Okay, so sometimes cash flows can be positive, sometimes cash flows can be negative, sometimes cash flows start positive and the trend will be positive 10, positive 20, positive 30, positive 40, positive 50, so it is growing, and after that again falling, after that it turns into negative, again it turns into positive. Who knows? Imagine if at all a peculiar project is there like that. Now imagine this DR1 is say 14%. DR2 is say 32%. Now student will ask one doubt, Sare, if the project has two IRRs, first IRR is 14%, second IRR is 32%, what is your problem? Let the project enjoy with 2-3 IRRs, no? What is your problem? My problem is, imagine if cost of capital of the project is 18%. You know that the golden rule is there for investment. What is the golden rule? The golden rule is, if IRR is greater than KO, accept the project. If IRR is less than KO, reject the project. Now my problem is, if I consider this cost of capital with this IRR, I have to reject the project. Because cost of capital is 18, IRR is 14, reject. But if I consider this 32% and 18%, then IRR is greater than KO, accept. So same project having two IRRs, one IRR is saying accept the project, another IRR is saying reject the project. Pavan sir, what to do now? This is called multiple IRR problem. This is called multiple IRR problem. Okay, in this situation, IRR cannot be relied on, because based on IRR, you cannot make a decision. Then you will calculate modified IRR. This is limitation 1. Limitation 2. Imagine this is your project. This is year 0. This is year N. This is year 1. This is year 2. This is year 3. This is year 4. Year 1, you have got some cash inflow. Year 1 cash inflow is there. Can you withdraw cash inflow? The answer is no, because simple basic common sense. When you put money in FD, when you put money in a bank, FD, every year if you are withdrawing interest, compounding is not possible. 1 crore rupees you have put, 10,000 is interest. At the end of first year, you have withdrawn 10,000. Second year, 10,000 withdrawn. Third year, 10,000. So every year you are withdrawing interest or your interest accumulated is transferred to savings account, then at the end of the life, again you will get 1 lakh rupees only back, no? Today you invested 1 lakh, every year 10,000 withdrawn, 5th year you will get 1 lakh only. Then compounding is not allowed. When compounding is allowed, compounding is future value is equal to present value into 1 plus r whole power n, possible only if you put 1 lakh rupees in bank account, tell the bank manager, sir, I will come after 5 years, sir, bye sir. Meanwhile, I will not take interest, then compounding is possible. So time value of money or compounding plays a role only if the cash flows are not withdrawn. So first year you have got cash flow, second year you have got cash flow, third year you have got cash flow. Can you withdraw that and take home? The answer is no. Now student will ask, now Pavan sir, imagine at the end of first year I have earned 10 crores. If I am not withdrawing, what should I do with this 10 crores? Till TN, till the end of the project, this will be reinvested in the project only. Simple. Bank FD, 1 lakh rupees value, 10,000 rupees interest. You should not withdraw 10,000. Now what that 10,000 will do? 10,000 will be reinvested till the end. 10,000 will be reinvested till the end, isn't it? So here 10 crores came, no? Another 4 years you are assuming this is 5 years, another 4 years you will reinvest. Next year you want 12 crores. It will be reinvested for 3 years. Next year you will get 13 crores. That will be reinvested. Next year you got 14 crores. That will be reinvested. So year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you are earning cash flows, that will be reinvested. That will be reinvested. This will be reinvested. This will be reinvested. This will be reinvested. So this is called inherent reinvestment assumption. Now IRR assumes that the cash inflows are again and again and again and again invested in the same project at IRR rate of return. So imagine if IRR is 16%. IRR is 16%. What is the meaning of IRR 16%? You know? What is the meaning of IRR 16%? You know? Here if I get 10 crores, that will be again reinvested up to the end at 16%. Here if I get 12 crores, that will again be reinvested at 16%. Here if I get 13 crores, that will again be reinvested at 16%. This is called inherent reinvestment assumption. So IRR assumes that the cash inflows are reinvested in the same project. To earn how much rate of return? Some rate of return you will get, no? This percentage rate of return is IRR only. So again you will get 15% on that. Again you will get 15% on that. This is the assumption. Otherwise, how come this present value into 1 plus r whole power n will happen unless you are reinvesting it every year? If you understand the time value of money, compounding and capital budgeting, if you have finance acumen, you might feel, Pavan sir, don't you think this assumption is little unrealistic or aggressive? Every year earning 15% return on investment may not be possible. So maybe at times you realize that this is little aggressive. So this is one limitation with IRR. Multiple IRR is one limitation with IRR. So there are two limitations. So what are we writing? We calculate MIRR to eliminate the limitations of IRR. We calculate MIRR to eliminate the limitations of IRR. So what are the limitations of IRR? There are many limitations. In that, two major problems are multiple IRR. One is multiple IRR. So this is one limitation. This is solved in MIRR. Second one is inherent reinvestment assumption. What is this? Inherent reinvestment assumption. So now MIRR will solve both these issues. MIRR will solve both these issues. Now, how to calculate MIRR? MIRR is equal to nth square root of, students' heart will come into pant, nth square root of, square root only we cannot calculate, cubed root means we will get heart attack, nth square root how can we calculate? Don't worry, I'll tell you how to calculate easily. I tell you, nth square root of present, see there are two values here, we do one present value, we do one future value, okay? So nth square root of future value of cash inflows by present value of cash outflows. Future value of cash inflows by present value of cash outflows minus 1. So write down this formula. MIRR is equal to square root of nth square root of future value of cash inflows divided by present value of cash outflows minus 1. But if you calculate like this, you cannot calculate MIRR using this formula. So we have developed one procedure, steps involved in MIRR. So I'll tell you for simple steps. One, determine present value of investment. This is already given in the question. Present value of investment is already given in the question. 2, calculate future value, or we call it terminal value, future value or terminal value of cash inflows. Now Chintu will get it out, but Sare, till now every time whatever we have done, we have been calculating present values. First time we are doing future values. Yes, in MIRR you calculate future value of cash inflows. In MIRR you calculate future value of cash inflows. 3, calculate factor. What is factor? Is equal to step 1 by step 2. Calculate factor step 1 by step 2. Say for example it comes to 0.75. For example 0.75. Example 4. Go to present value interest table. Not present value annuity table, just go to normal present value interest table. Go to the life of asset. Go to the life of asset and search for above number. Do you remember today and yesterday this kind of model we have done 4 or 5 times? We have done this for IRR, we have done this for today morning cost of debt calculation also. We have done, what is this, our calculation of cost of debt of convertible, calculation of cost of debt of deep discount bonds, then also we were referring. So similarly we'll calculate the factor and we'll go and refer present value interest factor table. Go to the life of the asset, search for the above number. It lies between 2 rates. Then what to do? Interpolation. You can do interpolation. You remember IRR interpolation formula? Lower rate plus NPV at lower rate divided by difference between NPVs into high rate minus low rate. Like that you can do interpolation. Or on approximation you can write MIRR is equal to so and so. Simple thing. It is lying between, say for example 14% and 15%. You will say IRR is 14.5. Sir, will they give marks? First, they might not ask this question. 2, if they ask this question, if you do it like this, 100% they will give marks. So don't you think instead of applying nth square root of future value of something divided by present value of something minus 1, instead of that, happily follow these 4 steps. Step 1, determine present value of investment given in the question. Step 2, calculate future value of cash inflows. Step 3, calculate a factor. Step 4, refer present value interest factor table, search for the above number. and that lies between two rates. On an approximation, you can say MIRR is equal to so and so. That's all. This is MIRR. So many students, they do not understand what is MIRR. Once you understand the concept, calculation is step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. LKG problem. Calculation will not be a difficulty. Okay, so you understand the concept of MIRR. Shall we solve problems on MIRR now?